Hi, friends. It's the Evolving Guys here, and welcome back to the channel. Today is the launch of a new series that I'm calling Teaching Tuesdays. So, every Tuesday, the hope is to put out a video that is a bit of an explainer video. So, it's especially for you new collectors or folks who are coming back to the hobby after a time away, or maybe parents, grandparents, teachers, and others. But even if you're an experienced collector or know a lot about Pokemon, I would love you to still watch these videos and offer your comments. Tell me what I missed. I'm going to do my best to share what I know, but I'm by no means an expert. I'm still learning along with many of you. So I hope these videos are useful. The first one that we're doing today is an overview of the brand new set that just came out on Friday, May 24th, called Twilight Masquerade. So I'm going to give my 2 cents on an overview of the set, and I hope it's useful for you. So the basics are, first of all, just again, this new set is called Twilight Masquerade. It is the sixth main series set in what we call the Scarlet and Violet era, or the Scarlet and Violet series. And I have a different video where I talk about Pokemon card sets and series. So I encourage you to check that out if you want to know a little bit more. But this is the sixth Scarlet and Violet main series set. And we expect that there will be 12 main series sets, which means that we're halfway through at this point, which is kind of crazy. I started collecting early in the Sword and Shield era. And so it's kind of a little bit crazy to me that we're already now halfway through the Scarlet and Violet era. It seems like we just had Scarlet and Violet base set. But anyway, this set, Twilight Masquerade, released on May 24th. So a week ago, as I'm recording this, a little more than a week ago. You can see the set symbol here. I apologize, it's a little fuzzy. This is the best quality image I could find online. But again, I have a different video talking about how to understand those set symbols. But the TWM in the lower left-hand corner is going to indicate that the card is from the Twilight Masquerade set. So an overview of the cards in the set. There are 226 cards in Twilight Masquerade. I have it broken down here by rarity. And again, I have a different video where I talk about what the rarities are. But there are 76 common cards, 55 uncommon cards, 16 regular rares, 14 double rares, 21 illustration rares, 21 ultra rares, 11 special illustration rares, 6 hyper rares, 6 A-spec cards, and then there are 147 reverse holos. If you include those, then there's actually 373 total cards in the set. But 226 cards, we would say, in the main series set. So I wanted to talk for a second just about where you're going to find these cards. So if you're out and about in stores, your Walmarts, your Targets, your Best Buys, these are the main types of products that I think you're going to run into. And so I have a different video where I talk about my strategy for buying Pokemon card products, but still wanted to just highlight what you might see out in stores. So on the left-hand side, you have what's called an Elite Trainer Box. These retail for about $50, although the prices on all these products do vary a little bit, so you have to keep your eyes open. If you are going to be deal hunting, you can sometimes find sales, and even some stores might mark up some of these products. Even Targets and Walmarts these days may or may not be selling right at MSRP. The Elite Trainer Box has 9 packs in it. So that works out to $5.55 a pack, which isn't maybe the best value, but you do get some other items in this. Some people like the Elite Trainer Box as kind of a centerpiece or a staple item. When a new set comes out, I think one of the most attractive things is it has the card list. Now you can print a card list online, just a list of the names of the cards. Pokemon has one that I'll link to in the description of this video below in the show notes or the video notes. But this one has a nice kind of glossy booklet that has not just the names of the cards, but pictures of the cards. So some people like those for their own collection, or just to keep track of their work towards maybe a master set, or to be able to see all the cards that are in the set, not just have their names. It also comes with some other standard stuff. It comes with a set of card sleeves that have the Twilight Masquerade symbol on it. It comes with some other items that are useful in playing the trading card game. So you do get some additional items for your $50, but as far as a pack value, it is a little bit more as a price per pack. In the middle, you have what's called a booster bundle. This is a relatively new product that Pokemon introduced late in the Sword and Shield era. It basically is just 6 booster packs are included in this package, and they are sold at the MSRP price. If you divide $26.94 as the MSRP for this product, you can still get these on the Pokemon Center website. That's always a good place to check. I mean, you can certainly check, your Walmarts and Targets and places when you're out and about in stores. I certainly always look for Pokemon cards wherever I go. But you can check the Pokemon Center official website and they will sell these. They don't actually sell the Elite Trainer box, and we'll talk about that more in a second, but they do sell the booster bundle, and the MSRP on the Pokemon Center website is $26.94, which is just the pack price, which is $4.49 times 6. So it really is just a chance to get 6 packs. You don't get a discount for buying. You could just buy 6 individually sleeved packs and it would be the same price. But that's just something to keep in mind. I think like Walmart's and other places that carry these sometimes mark these up by a couple dollars, which you still might decide is worth it. But that does mean that you're paying a little bit more than MSRP on a price per pack basis. And then on the right-hand side, you see what is just a sleeved, it's called a sleeved booster. It's got this cardboard sleeve on the outside, and this is just an individual pack. It will have 1 pack inside. The MSRP for these is $4.49, but again, you might see some variation in that. But you should see these, all 3 of these products should be pretty readily available for quite some time now that the set is released. A couple other products that you might see on shelves. On the top, you've got these single pack blisters, they're called. So you have 1 pack of Pokemon cards, the Twilight Masquerade set. You also have a promo card in the front and also a coin. So the MSRP on these, it was actually hard to find because they really do retail for a lot of different prices, but around $5.99. If you consider you could buy a packet by itself for $4.49, you're paying an extra $1.50 or thereabouts for the promo card and the coin. The promo cards, they don't have a lot of monetary value, but if you collect promo cards, then they might be worth picking up at least 1 of these so that you can have that promo card for your collection. The coins don't really have monetary value, but you might use them, or some people do collect them. And then on the bottom, you have what are called the 3-pack blisters. So 3-pack blisters, as the name indicates, there's 3 packs inside, all the same set. These are all Twilight Masquerade ones. And these do come with an additional promo card. They used to come with coins. The current iteration doesn't have the coin. There's also code cards in all of these if you do play the online TCG Live online trading card game. These retail for $13.99. And if you divide that by the 3 packs, you're paying, again, a little bit more. It's $4.49 is retail for a single pack. So you're paying $4.67 per pack, but again, you're getting the promo card, and so you might collect those. But these are the kinds of products that you're going to see in most of the stores. I have 2 other products that I'll highlight. On the left is what's called a booster box, and this is just essentially a sealed case of 36 packs. They're not in the cardboard sleeve. They're just the regular packs, but they are sealed in this little box of a container. These tend to not, you don't see these on many store shelves, certainly not the big box stores, although they've started to sell those. Big box stores have started to sell booster boxes online, but you won't see these in Target or Walmart or Best Buy. Sometimes your local game stores will carry these actually pretty often. If they do carry Pokemon cards, they're likely to have these. Now the MSRP on these is a $160-$164, which is just the $4.49 per pack times 36. That's how the Pokemon Center sells them. The Pokemon Center website sells these at $161.64, but you should never pay that much unless a set is out of print. You should never pay anywhere near that much. For a booster box, I think roughly it's $100. Generally, if a set has just released, it's pretty easy to find booster boxes for around $100. Sometimes it'll be a little less, sometimes it'll be a little more. And so that does work out to a much better price per pack ratio. If you're getting 36 packs for $100, that works out to a little less than $3 per pack. So this is definitely a good way to do it, but of course it's a big investment. You're paying $100 for 36 packs, and so and not every store is going to have these. But just so you know that is a popular product, especially for collectors who really do plan to open a lot of packs. It's a good value. And then on the right-hand side is an Elite Trainer box, but this one has a slight difference from the previous one. The previous one is just a regular Elite Trainer box. But the Pokemon Center, the official Pokemon Center website, PokemonCenter.com, they sell a unique and exclusive version of the Elite Trainer box called the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, or Pokemon Center ETB. It retails for $10 more than the regular ETB, so it's $60 instead of $50. It does have 2 additional packs, so it has 11 packs, and it has the same kind of ancillary products that you would get in a regular ETB. The real appeal of these, well, there's kind of 2 appeals. One is that it has a special promo card inside that is stamped with the Pokemon Center logo that you can only get in this product. It's the same promo card that you get in the regular Elite Trainer box, except it has that special Pokemon Center stamp. So some people really do want to collect the Pokemon Center variant of this card, and you can only get it in this product. And this product, again, is only sold on the Pokemon Center website. So that's one incentive to get this. And also just because these products are only available at the Pokemon Center website, they tend to sell out eventually. Sometimes they sell it really quickly, like the Scarlet and Violet 151 Pokemon Center Elite. That was really, really hard to find. I never actually even managed to get any myself because they kept selling out every time they went up. Twilight Masquerade, I think, is still available right now. It probably will be available for a little while. But if you do want to have kind of a little bit more exclusive products, some people buy these and keep them sealed. That's a whole nother topic too. I'll hopefully do a video on sealed collecting another time soon. But anyway, these are 2 products that are probably less in the wheelhouse of the average collector, and especially if you're a kid or a young person, you might not get to the level of like wanting to spend $100 on a booster box or spending $60 on a Pokemon Center exclusive ETB. But I just wanted you all to know that those are out there in case you didn't know that. So I wanted to talk for a few minutes about the cards in this set. This set, initial reviews are that it is a strong set. It has several chase cards. You can see here, these are the 5 most valuable cards as of the 1st of June, a few days ago. The Greninja EX card on the left is definitely the chase card in this set. Right now it's hovering around $150. There's also the Carmine, a special illustration rare trainer card. That's over $100. So this set does have these 2 cards that are over $100. The Perrin trainer card, special illustration rare trainer card there in the middle, also pretty strong value, close to $90. The Blood Moon Ursaluna EX is over $50. And then Eevee is always a fan favorite. This card is not maybe quite as expensive as I might have expected, but it's right now hovering around $50. But Eevee definitely is a fan favorite, and I imagine this card will have a lot of interest because how much fans like Eevee as a character. Here are some other cards of note, I think, in this set. The Buddy Buddy Poffin is really important. That's an important trainer card in the trading card game. And this is kind of the hyper rare or the gold variant. And so some players, if they want to really bling out their deck, this card was also hovering around $50 last I checked. And so this might be desirable for some of the high-end players. The Hisuian Growlithe card, not a particularly valuable card, but it's a really cool artwork, and it pairs with the Perrin special illustration rare card. You can see, if you look closely at the card, Perrin's feet are on either side of Growlithe, and she's taking a picture of him. And if you look at the Perrin card, you see this reflection of Growlithe in the lens of her camera, which is pretty cool. The Tatsugiri card I really like. If you know Keith Haring and his art, American artist, this looks a lot like Keith Haring's work. I don't know officially if it's inspired by Keith Haring or if they've acknowledged Keith Haring in any way, but definitely that's a very cool card. The Dragapult EX is a very playable card. It's only a double rare, which is not that hard to pull, but it is holding value. The North American International Championships of the trading card game are happening this coming weekend, and so it'll be interesting to see if any other cards from Twilight Masquerade. It'll be interesting to see if Dragapult EX stays a competitive card, and it'll also be interesting just to see if any other cards from this set gain value or become more coveted because of how it performs at an AIC. Right now, the only A-Spec card that seems to be holding some value is Unfair Stamp. It's holding around $10. There's a few others that might have some interest, but the A-Spec collection in this one, my sense is, doesn't quite have the desirability of the A-Spec cards in Temporal Forces, which is the previous set. A few other cards I wanted to highlight. The Ogerpon series, there's these different Ogerpon variants. These are the special illustration rares. I think they look pretty cool. They have this kind of mosaic or tiled feature, but it seems like the community, from what I can tell, is maybe a little bit divided on these cards. I have not seen them in person yet because we have not pulled them in our Master Set Challenge. So we'll see how I feel about them once we actually get a look at them. But I think they look cool on paper, but we'll see what they look like in person. The Chansey card is a popular one. It's got Snorlax and Psyduck and some others in there. I mean, those are both really popular Pokemon, so I think this card might not be a particularly valuable card, but probably will be coveted by some. And then I just like the Infernape, and there's several other illustration rare cards that aren't going to be particularly valuable in this set, but I think just the artwork is really cool on them. So a minute about pull rates. This data comes from TCG Player. If you're not familiar with TCG Player, it's a really good resource for collectors. It's a good place to check prices of cards, and I'll probably have a different video where I talk in more detail about that. But they opened over 8,000 packs themselves, and so this pull rate data is based on their work. And you can see here, I know the print might be a little small. You can look at it more closely if you freeze it or blow it up, or if you look on TCG Player's website. But the hyper rare cards, which are the gold cards, those are the hardest to pull. That's been our experience. That was definitely our experience in Temporal Forces. We only pulled one hyper rare card across 216 packs that we opened. And it's saying you're expected to pull a hyper rare one of every 146 packs. So these are going to be the hardest to pull. They're not necessarily the most valuable cards, which is interesting, but they are the most rare when it comes to just, your chances of finding one in a pack. The special illustration rares, they're in the top middle. Those are definitely the most valuable cards, probably the most coveted cards. Those you're expected one about every 86 packs. So that's really roughly one in every two booster boxes. That sort of tracks with our Temporal Forces experience. We haven't pulled any in Twilight Masquerade yet as part of our Master Set Challenge, but we're only 36 packs into that. The illustration rares you can see are much easier to pull, 1 in 13 packs. The ultra rare, 1 in 15 packs, so very similar. The A-Spec cards, 1 in 20 packs, which again kind of tracks with, we're pulling about 2 every booster box that we've opened so far in Temporal Forces and now into Twilight Masquerade. So that sort of tracks. And it says that your likelihood of pulling a secret rare or an A-Spec card is about 20%. So that gives you some sense of what you should expect, I think, because the pull rates have at least been a little bit rough. That's actually a good segue. So what can we say about the set overall? My overview would say, there has been some reports of card quality issues, not just with Twilight Masquerade, but with Scarlet and Violet altogether. When we moved over to these silver borders, I've noticed that sometimes you get entire packs or even entire booster boxes that have some quality issues, some creasing or some denting. If you were following our Temporal Forces Master Set Challenge, which we did with the last set, one of the most valuable cards we pulled just had a clear ding in the side, right out of the pack. So, it's pack fresh, but it definitely was not near mint. And so, there continue to be some card quality issues. So keep your eye out for that. Again, I mentioned the illustration rares are, I think, seen to be really strong. Those are not necessarily valuable cards, all of them, but people seem to really like them. And I agree. I think there's a lot of really strong artwork in the illustration rares. From all accounts, the set is going to be really hard to master, especially if you're trying to pull cards. If you watch the YouTuber Danny Phantom, who I like a lot, he opened 3,000 packs before he pulled a master set. And so if that's any indication. Now, I think they were only 3 cards short, but it's still the fact. I think they had opened 2,000 packs and were 3 cards short, and it took another 1,000 packs to find those 3 cards. So they were pulling, doubles of lots of things, triples, duplicates of a lot of cards, but they just were having a hard time. There were some cards that just proved to be really elusive, and they weren't necessarily the most valuable cards in the set. So, who knows what accounts for that. Again, if you follow on our Monday Master Set Challenge Day, we're going to do our best. We're going to open 144 packs and see how we do and what we pull. So I hope you'll follow those videos. But it seems like it's going to be really hard. It's always really hard to pull a master set. You usually open some packs, you pull what you can. And then if you're really interested in collecting a master set or going after a specific card, it's probably best just to buy that card on the secondary market. TCG Player, again, and eBay are good sources for that. And of course, your local card shop if they do sell Pokemon single cards. It does, again, seem like it's a hard set to master. And as I note here, the special illustration rares and the hyper rares, we are getting more and more confirmation that they are somewhat rare. You do pull them eventually. Again, the special illustration rares, 1 in about every 86 packs. The hyper rares, 1 in about every 150 packs. So, you're going to have to open a lot of packs. If you do pull one of those cards, you can consider yourself lucky. As far as the quality of the set overall, it's hard to say this early on. It's had a strong start. The cost of the set right now is pretty strong compared to Temporal Forces. I did see one online commentator think that, is this going to be Evolving Skies 2.0? And if you're not familiar, Evolving Skies is definitely the most valuable and perhaps the most popular set in the previous era of Sword and Shield. That those prices have really gone through the roof, and there's a lot of really valuable cards in that set, and it has really stood out as probably the best set of the previous era. And so there's been a few people who wonder, it's hard to say at this point. I think it's probably unlikely that anything's going to rival Evolving Skies, at least in the near term, but we'll see. I think this set does seem to have stronger cards at the top than Temporal Forces, which was the set we just saw. And so I don't know, time will tell. Enjoy the set. Even if you're not going for a master set or you don't think much about value, I hope you can just enjoy opening packs of it, and good luck. I hope you get some good pulls. The last thing I'll say is, just as we look forward, and so Twilight Masquerade just came out at the end of May. We have about 2 months, only about 2 months, where Twilight Masquerade is going to be the main set. The next card set has already been announced. It's called Shrouded Fable, and it's going to be released in early August 2024. So again, we have these 2 months of Twilight Masquerade being the main set. Shrouded Fable is going to be what's called a special set. It is not one of the main series sets. So we said at the beginning, Twilight Masquerade is main series set number 6. So this is not number 7. This is a special set. It doesn't kind of figure into that. The next full set will come a few months after this, but we have a couple months with Twilight Masquerade, and I'll probably do an overview set of Shrouded Fable once it comes out in a couple months. But for now, enjoy Twilight Masquerade. I hope this set overview is helpful for those of you who are learning about the hobby. And if I missed anything or you want to add anything, please do include it in the comments. I hope you'll like and subscribe to the channel, and check out our Wildcard Wednesday video tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, and make it a great day.